up? Happy Tuesday, and welcome to the Speedy Brown Show. I'm your host, Speedy Brown, along with my lovely and beautiful co-host.
It's Tamika Brown. Welcome to the Speedy Brown Show. Thank you all for joining us today and every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and on Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I like to call it Fridays. Thank you all for tuning in, and we are glad to be here today, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And life and many struggles that we have in life.
Oh, boy.
Sometimes things get in the way.
Yes.
And so that's what this subject is called. When things get in the way, what do you do?
In the way of what?
In the way of life, in the way of anything you trying to do. That's why I made the subject so broad and vast, because that thing could be an addiction. That thing could be a person. That thing could be a thought, a behavior. So when things get in the way of life, what do you do? Do you revert back to what you used to, or do you do something different? So,
I guess it depends.
Depends on what?
I don't know. Because like you said, when life gets in the way,
When things
get in the way of life, right? So it could be a habit, whether it's a good habit or a bad habit. It could just be a way of life that you've been saying, I've been doing it for this way so many years, but you don't even realize, or you may not realize, we may not realize that very thing that we're doing and we've been so consistently doing is the very thing that's in our way. Of being successful, of being free, of being delivered, of being, just being.
Well, I'm about to drop a bombshell on you. What about when that thing in the way is yourself? What do you do when you battling against yourself? When you have to fight your own inner demons to try to come to terms with who God is calling you to be and who you are. That thing that gets in your way, that weight that so easily besets you, those situations and people that so easily beset you. If you change your perspective on things, you'll be able to see that thing that's in your way. That thing that's in my way. I'm always writing a song. But that thing that's, that issue, that problem, that behavior, I missed out on a leadership position one time because I couldn't keep a cool head. I always reverted to my emotions and not controlling my emotions. And oftentimes when you can't control your emotions, that stuff can get in your way and mess you up.
That's right. It's all about control. Controlling, like you said, controlling your emotions, controlling your reactions to certain things. Sometimes, like you said, we get in our own way. And it's not that it's intentional, but it's just something that we've done, like I said, for so long. And this is just the way I do it. This is the way I am. And sometimes we need to get out of my way. Our way.
Well, let's talk about some of these things. What are these things? Some people have addictions in their way. They could be addicted to alcohol, sex, drugs, just so many different various situations can play a factor into that thing that's in their way. And how do these things hinder us? They can hinder us from social events and all sorts of things. Like, there's so much going on in the world right now. I can't even address all the drama that's going on. They're trying to force shots on people and so much other stuff. I don't even know how to address these issues. It's like, whoa, like watching the Bible unfold right before your very eyes. It's really like a wow factor. So now is the time to get these things out of our way so that we can hear what the Most High is trying to say. When these things get in our way, they stop us from A, hearing God, B, from progressing as a person, you know, and C, just overall change. So when you have obstacles in your way, you can either try to go through it, go around it, go under it, or go over it. So it's so many different ways to get through an obstacle. You know, if you go through an obstacle, you may not be strong enough to burst through the thing that's trying to hold you back alone.
Or you may come through it and just be so weak because of the fact that you did go through it.
Ooh, yeah, some people do go through stuff, but some people can go through something and come out stronger.
Come out stronger, yeah.
Yeah, because just imagine like it's a big giant rock in your way, and all you have is this pickaxe, and you've been picking at this giant rock for years. So you have built muscle, strength, tenacity, and patience and endurance.
Well,
so,
you know what that reminds me of? That movie. Go ahead.
What movie?
Shawshank Redemption.
Oh yeah. So when you come out on the other side of that rock, when you come out on the other side of that rock, you're stronger. You have more tolerance, and you looking like wow. And you look back and you look at this big giant obstacle that has been there hindering you, and you like, thank God. I can't believe I made it through that. But you did. You made it through some tough situations, things that most people couldn't even come back from. Loss of life, loved ones, loss of love, finances, and many people have crumbled in those situations, but you have overcome. That's why the Bible says the race is not given to the swift, but to he who endures to the end.
Right. And I was also thinking that's one way of getting through a problem or getting through a situation. Another one is you may have to go over it. And I say that in this aspect. Sometimes those obstacles that we think are the very thing that's hindering us may be the very thing that elevates us to the next level where we're supposed to be going to, right? It's like we use those obstacles as stepping stones.
Right.
Sometimes those obstacles are put there strategically so that we can reach up, so that we can climb up. We can utilize those muscles that we hadn't been using. And I mean that both in the physical and in the mental. We got to use our strength to look up and move forward and have that mindset to keep going, even when that big giant obstacle is right in front of you. You can't miss it. You can't deny that it's there. You can't deny that, oh, it ain't nothing. Yes, that is something. It's there. But it's there for a reason. Like Speedy was saying, when you go through it, if you have to go through it, we're hoping that you will come out stronger than when you started out going through at the very beginning, right? But my thing is, I was talking about going over it, utilizing that very thing that's trying to hinder you as a stepping stone so that you can move to the next level, to your next blessing, to your next destination where Yahweh has had you to go. But don't despite the journey to get to where you're trying to go. Enjoy the journey on your way. Whether it be good or bad, because it's all a learning experience and it's to definitely make us stronger. Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, it's definitely a lesson in our pressing. So we have to keep pressing forward, even when our body says, I'm too tired. Even when your mind says, I'm too tired. Even when your spirit says, oh, we don't have to today. Yes, you do. Every day. Every day. Give him praise. Give him glory. Every day. Put forth an effort to be a better you than you were yesterday.
Sometimes when you have these obstacles in your way, it's easier to quit and turn back and go the other way instead of completing the process and doing the work. And I was dealing with some financial things earlier where the institution kept trying to make me go through these, oh my God, I guess it would say hoops. And I'm like, the average person would have given up and just say, you know what, it's not even worth it. And that's what a lot of people do. They give up right on the precipice of their blessing. They give up right there at the threshold of breakthrough. and you right there at it and you give up. Don't give up. Keep fighting, keep pressing, keep believing. And I know a lot of people looking around like, man, the world seems like it's about to end. But you know what? Even if it is, he said, occupy until I come.
Because no man knows the hour or the time when he's going to come.
Or the day. Or
we
the
don't
minute.
know.
We don't know. So we occupy until we come. At one point, when COVID first happened, I'm going to be honest with you, I sat still for a whole year just like, what are we doing? What's happening, Most High? Talk to me. You know, so I can understand.
I can't say you were sitting still.
I mean, what, a planted garden?
Yeah.
You know,
built
just
the bridge, got over it.
built the bridge.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But he did do a lot, and it kind of gave us all a perspective of, you know, what have we been doing? We've been so busy in this rat race, just going and going and going, to where y'all had to shut the whole planet down. He had to shut everything down and say, look, be still. I mean, I don't know why it happened, but it happened, and it got everybody's attention. Whether if you believe in Christ or not, everybody's attention was gotten. Everybody got with that, wouldn't you say?
I would definitely say that.
I mean, go ahead.
Shoot, I'm looking at it like this because these people will replace you in a minute. Your job, they will replace you like, wow. You know?
And it's not that you're forgotten, or it's not that you weren't thought about, but it's just the fact that there is still an agenda that they have to get done. So they're going to keep on with their agenda. They're not going to stop because I passed away or anybody else passed or whatever the case may be. They still have that set agenda, and they're going to press forward and keep going with it. So we have to find balance. That's it. Because I'm not trying to tell you to go quit your job. I'm not trying to tell you you don't need, because we all have things that we're supposed to do. But we got to do it in balance. We can't be too excessive on one end and then not, not utilizing our talents, our gifts, and what we're supposed to do on the other, on another.
So the whole point that I was trying to make, Tamika, is that live your life, because they will replace you. That means, I was just reading an article earlier about an employee. She never took time off, really. She never used her sick days or anything, and her child got sick, and she went to HR, and she kept asking them for time off, and they wouldn't give it to her. So she tendered her letter of resignation, and the boss was like, "Hey, wait a minute, this is a great employee. Why is she leaving?" So she called in tears. Well, he called her. She was in tears, and he found out that her daughter was sick, and that she was trying to take some time off just to be with her, and they said that they couldn't allot her the time to take off. She was asking for 3 weeks off, so he gave her 3 weeks off with pay and asked her to return. So, and his lesson was in that he said that these people are not robots; they're human. You have to care for them like you would care for your own child. And that made a lot of sense, because if you're trying to build something or build a company and you don't care for the people that you're building with, man, you're going to have a residual turnover.
Right, and you definitely don't want to have that. So from an employee perspective and an employer perspective, there has to be balance. Flat out, right?
It got to be balanced.
Got to be balanced on both ends of the spectrum, because if it's not, then that very thing that they're working toward is going to be flawed. It's not going to balance. It's just not going to work right, because the boss